Smackdown. Wow, a lot of more interesting things tonight about Smackdown, eh? What do I got to say about this show? Other than, of course, we'll get into the incredible match, a very great match between Roman Reigns and Buddy Murphy. We're gonna get to that. That was probably the best thing on this show, but there was a lot of good things on here, I will say, for SmackDown. Since the fallout from SummerSlam. Some things still don't make a little bit of sense to me, but there was a little bit of some better wrestling on the show, I will tell you that. But what do you begin with SmackDown back into Toronto again? Pretty much for the final night for SmackDown, and we kick it off with Kevin Owens. Fans chanting his name, and he talked about how yesterday marked the 5-year anniversary when he signed his first contract with the WWE. And he talked about memories he never forget and stuff he would never expected. And he talked about getting in the ring with people that he looked up to and some of the best in this business. And on Sunday, he got to do what he wanted to do, and that take out someone who calls himself the best in the world, which isn't true. But tonight, he'll never forget. He talked about how his entire family was out there watching him wrestle, how they cheered, how the crowd cheered him and kicked Shane McMahon's ass all over the place. And he talked about the most thing he will remember, though, is hitting Shane McMahon with that stunner in the middle of the ring, 1, 2, 3, and that fans will remember for the rest of their lives. And he loved that memory. But now it's time to move on from Shane McMahon, as he said. As he was trying to get the King of the Ring tournament over, he talked about remember watching it up growing up, and he was thrilled about the King of the Ring tournament coming back. And he was excited to be one of the competitors in there. And he talked about past winners like Stone Cold, Kurt Angle, Edge, Bret Hart, Owen Hart. And he wanted to join this list and everything because this is going to be bigger than every title that he has ever won. And that would be being in the King of the Ring and stuff. So at least he tried to get it over for next week. Try to make it sound prestigious. Like, you already heard what I had to say about the King of the Ring yesterday in my Raw review, and my thoughts on all that. But at least he's trying to get it over. But next thing you know, Shane McMahon comes out. The funniest thing about that was when Shane came out, Kevin Owens just like dropped to his knees doing this, like, oh my god, why we have to hear his music? And I'm sure a lot of people think that when they hear Shane McMahon's music, it just drop to the ground like, oh god, that again. So, I do Shane McMahon. This whole Shane McMahon thing wasn't going to be over, but I guess he's confusing with Rank Owens still. And he talked about, Owens asked him, why are you here? Shane said, listen, you have your little moment for your tainted victory about, the whole kicking the nuts thing. Fans chanting asshole at Shane McMahon. And he says, listen, it's nice to call Kevin Owens that, okay? But since you want to kick me in the nuts, we got video footage of it. You need to admit you're wrong. Owen says that this was rich, something from a guy that was once part of the Mean Street Posse. Haven't heard something like that in a while. Shane pretty much called him a cheater and everything. And he said he would always remember that as a cheater, you are a cheater now. And he said he should be looking at Owens in the unemployment line. Because I'm holding myself back from coming and beat the crap out of you. And Owen says, I got my boots on right now. Why don't you come down to the ring? Shane says, I'm busy tonight, so is that going to be the thing? And, you beat up Elias also, too. So, you're going to be fine for what happened, okay? Because that guy was an official representative of the WWE. We have to keep the officials safe. So, for your repercussions, we're going to fine you $100,000. This is when the fans started to chant boring, because I think it was going a little bit too long with Shane McMahon. So, they were already losing the disinterest in it. So once they said $100,000, Owen said that's crap, and he says, that's a down payment on a house or your kid's college or anything. But why don't you need to consider this? But why don't you reconsider this? But Shane just looked at him and he said, nope. I do like that. He said nope, and he just walked off as Kevin Owens pretty much followed to the back then after that, which came back from commercial. Owens talked about the whole fine again, and Shane said that, hey, he wasn't a competitor, all right? And that guy set an example. He can't touch officials. Owens says you might as well make it $105,000 then, because he pretty much then threw a stool at a TV screen, pretty much breaking it from there. They then went to Charlotte and Ember Moon, who were already in the ring. No entrances. Listen, at least this match wasn't 30 seconds this time. This is actually a more competitive match. At least this crowd was more into it also. People were chanting, let's go Charlotte, Charlotte sucks. I did like this match though. It was good. I did like when Moon pretty much did like what she do, jump out of the ring then, going through the turnbuckle, which was pretty good. Even hitting a cold breaker on Charlotte at one point. Ember was gonna go for the Eclipse, but Charlotte pulled her down by the hair then. And pretty much bounced off the turnbuckles. Moon tried to get a kick, but it did not work. And Charlotte pretty much hit her with the big boot. It did the figure 8. So I'm sure Charlotte is going to be the next one in line for a title shot against Bayley, because I don't know who else on this roster is really going to get a title shot against Bayley. Moon, I just don't know what they're doing with Moon. Like, I already said what I had to say before about they don't like her in the back. Vince doesn't like her, so I guess they haven't pushed her. And listen, because how many times did they have Moon lose at this point? Let's be honest. It was dumb enough a few weeks ago when you had to lose to Bliss, and she was the number 1 contender against Bayley. And then she was used as a scapegoat for Natalya. And then she was in a match with Bayley on Sunday, which nobody in that crowd from Toronto cared on Sunday. They were crickets out there like mice. And Moon still lost. And now you have Moon. What's this, the third time in a row they've had Moon lose in a row? Like, I don't know where this is going, okay? So I don't really know what they're doing with Moon right now. But like I've already heard the rumors about, they don't like her in the back. Vince doesn't like her. It's, it's a shame, but they say that they just say he don't like her. You already know what I've said before about that whole situation and stuff. So I already know it's gonna be like, well, we all know who WWE we're gonna put over, man. They gotta put over the blonde women and whoever's got the most work or big boobs or whatever. So you already know what I've had to say about that whole thing, who they put over, who they don't put over. So this was not a bad match, but it's like, okay, Charlotte's made more like a god, of course. She beat Trish Stratus and everything. Moon, they just continue to kill this girl for some reason. I do not know why, but people already pretty much know why in the back, I guess, and on the internet. So I don't know. Hopefully something changed, but they just making Moon lose way too much nowadays, and that match didn't even help out on Sunday either. But moving on from that, after playing more of the whole who tried to kill Roman Reigns thing, Daniel Bryan and Rowan walked out. Bryan said there's no question that someone tried to take out Roman Reigns, but I have nothing to do with it. He said that Buddy Murphy falsely accused Rowan. He's a liar. And pretty much said he doesn't blame Buddy Murphy, because anyone wanted to take out Roman Reigns if they had their back against the wall and everything, and had a forearm in his neck. All right, they would say anything if it came in that situation. But he doesn't blame him. But he had to give a name. But you gave him the wrong name, okay? Fans chanting it was him. Bryan started getting pissed off. And he said, that's what's all wrong with you people. That's what's wrong with society. Someone tells a lie and it gets all spread up all over social media, and it becomes the truth. He's not lying about that part. Now, that is true. I'm not going to get to the whole false accusation thing, and then people will believe anything on the internet and take it as a truth without any evidence. So he is right about that part. I'm not going to go into whatever type of story or movement or other stuff that has to do with it. But I understand his point. Yeah, I see this all the time too, and he pretty much said that he was agitated that there's nothing. They have nothing to do with these incidents. We didn't do it, and tonight we're gonna prove it. Okay, so we got nothing to do with this. Nothing. Shane McMahon was checking out his TV backstage until Owens. I guess he's got a match tonight. Next thing you know, Samoa Joe shows up. He said Owens wants to walk like he's Billy Badass or something around here, but he's gonna show him who the real badass in this. Okay, Shane said that Owens is gonna learn to respect authority. Bryan's promo. I would say Bryan's promo was great. I liked it though, so he's getting better and better at this whole heel thing. The angry environmentalist vegan. I will say that, and he made a good point on what he was saying out there with this whole situation. Roman, Aleister Black, once again sitting in the dark boiler room, whatever, cutting a promo. And he talked about who has a debt debate. I believe, is he in the King of the Ring bout? I think he's the King of the Ring. Did I say his name? Yeah, I think I did say his name in that list. I read the entrance today also. And he wondered who would pay the boatman's toll to look at their inner demons, as he said. Someone must pay a debt. It's a burden. It is a sin. And that someone, all they gotta do is come to his door and knock. So once again, we're doing this whole he has to sit in the dark room and wait for someone to knock on the door. Why are we doing this again? I do not understand. I believe he is in the King of the Ring tournament, if I'm not mistaken. I think I read his name in there, so hopefully we'll see something better from this. But once again, why is he still sitting in the dark room? Why is he still knocking on the door? Who's coming to knock on the door? Cesaro was one, but I don't know where this is going anymore. It's like he's doing the same thing again now, knocking the door. I find it hilarious, though, because I did like when he says, who is going to fight me? That was a real funniest part of it. But, okay, just, are we going to wait for someone to knock on the door? Next, there was pretty much the best match of the entire night. Buddy Murphy versus Roman Reigns. This was great. This was an awesome match, and I enjoyed it. I really did. These guys were just going at it. I gotta say, there was like some crazy stuff out there, from Roman throwing Buddy across the announce table. One thing I like was when Murphy did a super kick, and Roman came back with a a Superman punch after that, which looked crazy. Reigns pretty much knocked Murphy out to the outside ring, threw him into the corner post. Murphy pretty much threw Reigns he threw him out the side, and pretty much did a big somersault dive, which looked insane. Got him back in the ring, hit him with another, he had a whole bunch of meteors on him, by the way. And they pretty much went back and forth with each other. He had a Superman punch, did not work. I did like when Murphy had it hit he had like a big kick, and then it was like almost like a V-trigger. It looked like that looked insane. And then hit him with a Kamigoye, and then a brain buster for a big near fall. Went from the top rope. Reigns knocked him to the floor. Then Superman punched off the steps, and then threw him back in for a big spear that turned Buddy Murphy inside out. Big win for Reigns. So that was a great match. Okay, a very great match. So hopefully, and I guess I should say now, they are doing something with Buddy Murphy now, instead of having him we'll get to him getting thrown around again. But after sitting months off of TV being brought up, he is finally in a big role. And and they don't put him, don't get me wrong, I didn't really believe he was going to be Reigns anyway, but he put on a very great showing out there, and he's still putting on a great match out there. You gotta say that. So like Murphy's just a freaking workhorse out there. It surprised me this guy was even in the freaking cruiserweight division to begin with. But he was putting some great matches out there, though. You can't lie about that. But now, hopefully something good can come from the main roster. Maybe this is the first step. I don't know. But he put on a great showing out there. I'm sure he's gonna put on another great match when the King of the Ring thing starts next week too for Smackdown. But yeah, him against Roman though. Great match. I know he didn't, like I said, didn't win, but at least this is going somewhere. He looked strong in defeat, and that spear looked deadly after, Reigns hit him inside out, so I can say that too. Next thing you know, they went to the New Day in the back as Woods, pretty much he said he wanted to be the King of the Ring tournament ever since he got it under me, but I guess he's not in it. And Cam Braxton talked about the Revival's allegations against them, saying they're ruining the tag team division and stuff, which they said, what allegations about what, huh? Adult circumcision, they said, and opening Christmas presents in November, but pretty much they said they haven't ruined a thing. And Kofi pretty much talked about Orton, and then like Biggie said, that low down, dirty, rotten Randy Orton out there, who does he think he is? And Kofi said he had to defend his family and do it again from anybody else. He said tonight he's going to help his brothers out there, the New Day, as he's in their corner against the Revival tonight. Kevin Owens went against Samoa Joe. Elias was a special guest enforcer. Not much to say about this match other than Owens hit the pop-up powerbomb. The referee counted. Elias pulled the ref out. Owens started arguing with Elias. Joe rolled him up. Fast count as Owens was pretty much pissed in after that and chased after them. Bryan and Rowan were in the locker room, which some reason anybody can walk in the locker room and says, everybody get out. Get out. And everybody will just listen for some reason. Except for Buddy Murphy. And we all know this was going to go. And he has some chairs. And he says, I want to know why you lied. Why did you lie? Admit it, everybody, that you lied. Admit it, okay? So, I want a confession, alright? Why did you lie? Buddy Murphy looked on, and then next thing you know, Rowan tossed him around. Pretty much like last week with Roman beating him up. Same thing. He says, I don't like liars, okay? I don't like it. Why did you lie? Just tell me. Why did you lie? Rowan just threw him all over the locker room in the trash cans and off a table with some water on it until he threw him into a wall, and he said, I lied. And Bryan just looked on and says, I really hate liars. And Rowan threw him into a trash can again. So pretty much like last week, in a way, they punk out Buddy Murphy again, except he actually had a match and this happened after. Because last week, they just kind of punked the guy, made him look like pretty much like a pitch out there last week. But in a way, it's somewhat the same thing again. So like, what, is he going to say a different name next week and get beat up again? So where is this going to keep going with Buddy Murphy, though? Because this is 2 weeks in a row now. Like, 1 week it's Roman, now it's Daniel Bryan and Rowan doing the interrogation, and he just got thrown all over the place and didn't even really try to fight back that much. So where do you want to go from that? Roman was looking for him backstage then. New Day came out. Randy Orton came out pretty much and said that, you're running away from a fight and everything. That's what you're doing right now, because you can't beat me. You couldn't beat me 11 years ago. You can't beat me now. And worst of all, you ran. And you couldn't do it. You ran for a fight in front of your wife and kids. Oh, the big bad Randy Orton man is coming. And he said, someone's going to have to give. And he says, you know what? I'm going to give you a chance. Instead of, staying on the sidelines, you're going to be the main event tonight. 6-man tag. Which the Revival came out, I guess, during commercial. Not much to say from this 6-man tag with the New Day versus Orton and the Revival. Pretty much ended up with a shatter machine on Wood to the win. Why are the Revival on SmackDown? I'm assuming they're going to get a title shot now, I guess, even though they did nothing on Raw. They even tried to go back for those belts, but hey, you can't even tell. Wild card, people, that's why. You don't even know who's really on these shows half the time. But pretty much after that, the Revival started to beat up Woods. Kofi came in the save, hit the Trouble in Paradise on the Revival, but Orton came in with an RKO then. As he looked over Woods, put him on his feet, RKO'd him, and the Revival picked up Biggie and RKO'd him there. So he pretty much took down all of the New Day with RKOs and stuff. So I guess the Revival going to be going after the New Day now. It's not like it's going against the Usos again, because I guess they rehab, I heard, but I don't know where this is going. Like I said, I don't know why they're on SmackDown, but I'm like, come on, where are the tag teams? Who else is there to face New Day, to be honest? I'd say Heavy Machinery, but they kind of disappeared off the earth right now, so I don't know what happened to them. It is, before the show ended, Roman Reigns went up to Daniel Bryan Rowe and said, oh, we've been waiting for you. And we want an apology. You apologized to Samoa Joe last week, so now we want an apology. Both of us. Raw was ready to go, but Bryan says, how about this? We've done our own investigation. We've been looking around and stuff. And next week, we will bring you the culprit. As pretty much that was the end of the show and left off. So it does leave you with a cliffhanger. Pretty much Bryan is most likely going to sacrifice somebody or bring in someone like, hey, this is the guy. He did it. He did it. Which is most likely not who's going to do it. But, this whole little investigation, mystery machine, I don't care if it's, Sherlock Holmes or Scooby-Doo or whatever, who's trying to murder Roman Reigns right now. This is going somewhere. I don't know why Buddy Murphy's getting beat up 2 weeks in a row, but he put on a great match with Roman Reigns, I'll give you that. Now, who gets sacrificed next week? I don't know who Bryan is going to be giving out next week, but it does leave what's going to go on, though. But, other than that, SmackDown, it did kind of go into some good stuff. The best thing y'all here was Roman Reigns versus, Buddy Murphy and Daniel Bryan's promos throughout tonight have been great. Also, of him trying to interrogate people, find out who's lying and stuff, since he hates liars. He's being lied on his name. What else? The Owens and Shane thing. I don't know if people really want to see it that much anymore. I'm sure they're getting tired of it already, but this is going to continue. The Owens promo was pretty good to begin in. Charlotte versus Moon. At least it was a longer match this time, but I just don't know what they're doing with Moon at this point. They're just killing the girl. Who else? The 6-man was kind of whatever. I will say that. So it was a 6-man tag to be a 6-man tag. So, the Orton and Kofi Kingston thing continues. Aleister Black still sits in the room. Where is the Intercontinental Champion Shinsuke Nakamura? Because the guy, he disappeared off the face of the earth. He wasn't even on SummerSlam. So that's a question to leave everybody there with, too. But other than that, SmackDown, I would say SmackDown was a little bit better. Kind of like it kind of came and went by. I'll give it that. So not a bad show, I will say. Excuse me. But other than that, though, that's my review for SmackDown. Like I said, you already know what's going on here and everything. So we'll see what happens next week, especially in the King of the Ring tournament. Like I said, they already announced the competitors today from it. I read them off yesterday too. But I am interested to see what this tournament goes. Like I said, I'm not getting my hopes too high for it, but let's see what happens and see if they don't mess this up. In this company they will, but like they mess up other things. But let's see if they won't mess this up. Okay, but other than that, that's pretty much all I have to say from SmackDown tonight. Yeah. But, yeah, I'm going to go. I'm out of here. I'll see you guys later. Check out my Raw review. Check out my Finals of the G1 review. Check out my SummerSlam review. And check out my NXT TakeOver Toronto review. I'm out of here. I'll see you guys later. Peace out.